The glass hit my dress before her words did. Cold liquid ran down the white lace I'd spent months choosing. Gasps erupted, the music faltered, and there she stood, my sister, smirking, holding an empty glass like a trophy. Here's to the family fraud in white. My mother rushed to her, grabbing her arm, whispering frantic excuses. She didn't mean it. My father looked away, shame tucked neatly behind his silence. I didn't scream. I didn't even wipe the wine off. I just smiled, turned to the guests, and raised my glass as if nothing had happened, because I already knew what was coming for them. That night, while everyone else danced under twinkling lights, I sat in the bridal suite with my laptop. The wedding dress, still stained, lay across the chair. My hands were steady, my mind razor sharp. I froze the shared account. Not the one with my husband, ours was untouched. No, this was the family fund, the account I'd been forced to contribute to since I started working. My sister's tuition, my parents' vacations, their endless emergencies, it had all been siphoned from me. They thought I was their golden goose. They never realized the goose had teeth. I wasn't always their enemy. Growing up, I begged for their approval. Straight A's, scholarships, internships, I chased their praise like a starving dog. My sister, though, she never had to chase. She stumbled, she failed, she demanded, and they gave. When she crashed her car, I paid for repairs. When she failed a semester, I paid for summer classes. When she cried about her future, I paid for therapy she never attended. And when she got into a prestigious university, they turned to me again. You'll help, won't you? It's family. I wired the tuition. Quietly. Always quietly. But love rots when it's one-sided. And loyalty dies the day you're humiliated in front of 200 guests on the one day meant to be yours. That was the day I stopped being their daughter, their sister. That was the day I became their reckoning. The freeze hit instantly. By morning, automated payments bounced. Rent, credit cards, and most importantly, my sister's tuition installment. At 9:30 a.m., the email landed in her inbox. Enrollment withdrawn. Payment failed. By 9:32, my phone was vibrating. My mother's voice, high-pitched, frantic. "What did you do? They've withdrawn her. She can't lose her place." I let her scream. Then, calmly, I said, "I didn't do anything. I just stopped paying for people who spit in my face." Silence. Heavy, suffocating silence. Then the sobbing started. But my plan went deeper than one frozen account. Weeks earlier, when the resentment finally crystallized into resolve, I began preparing. Quiet withdrawals into my personal savings, a new account in a bank they didn't know existed, my name removed from joint liabilities. And the final move, something they never expected. I'd been the guarantor for their loans. They had begged me, convinced me it was just paperwork. They signed, I co-signed. But what they didn't know was that I quietly bought out their debt months ago. Every signature, every installment, it shifted into my name. By the time my wedding came, I didn't just pay their bills, I owned them. The confrontation happened 3 days later. They came to my house, uninvited. My mother, red-eyed, clutching my sister's hand. My father, silent as always, but this time, scared. "You can't just abandon us," my mother said. "We're family." I laughed. Cold, sharp. Family? Family doesn't humiliate me on my wedding day. Family doesn't drain me dry and call me a fraud. My sister stepped forward, defiant even in defeat. "You owe me. You wouldn't even have money if it wasn't for this family." I stared at her, at the arrogance that had been fed like a parasite her whole life. And then, calmly, I opened the folder on the table. Documents, loan agreements, bank transfers, every thread that bound them now in my hands. "I don't owe you," I said. "You owe me. Everything. And starting today, you'll feel it." Their collapse wasn't dramatic. It was worse. Slow, inevitable, crushing. The luxury resort membership? Canceled. The car lease? Terminated. Creditors called, interest piled, eviction notices whispered at their door. And my sister, the star student? She tried to reapply, but universities don't wait. Her place was gone. One cruel moment of mockery at my wedding cost her the future she thought was guaranteed. I didn't lift a finger to stop it. Sometimes, late at night, I replay the moment in my head. The glass hitting my dress, the laughter in her eyes, my mother's excuses. And then I remember the phone call at 9:30 a.m., her voice breaking when she realized the safety net was gone. That was the sound of balance returning. Do I feel guilty? No, I feel free. They taught me my only value was what I could give them. So I taught them what it feels like when the giving stops. They thought